Okay, so today we're talking about a medication that you have almost certainly heard of, maybe even have in your medicine cabinet right now. It gets used for everything from allergies to nausea to sleep. It's called promethazine. And let me tell you, while it's a workhorse of a drug, it is the absolute definition of a double-edged sword.
I mean, think about it for a second. How can one single pill stop your nose from running, keep you from getting sick after surgery, and help you relax before an operation, right? Those seem like totally different problems.
And yeah, promethazine can do all of that. But, and this is the whole point of our explainer today, the very thing that makes it so versatile is also what makes it pretty risky, especially for some of the most vulnerable people. So let's get into it.
Here's the game plan. We're going to break down what promethazine actually is, then get into the really cool part, how it works. We'll look at all its uses and then flip the coin to see the side effects. After that, we'll cover the super important safety warnings you have to know, and then we'll wrap it all up.
All right, first up, what is this stuff? It feels like it's been around forever, and, well, it kind of has. So, at its heart, promethazine is what we call a first-generation antihistamine. Now, that phrase, first generation, is key. It's basically code for, this is the old-school stuff that will make you really, really drowsy. Unlike the newer allergy meds you see advertised that are non-drowsy, promethazine's sleepiness isn't just a side effect. It's one of its main features. And that brings us to how it pulls all this off. The best way to think about promethazine is not like a specific key for one specific lock. No, it's more like a master key that can open a whole bunch of different doors in your body. Okay, quick science concept. I promise it's simple. Your body's cells have these little docking stations on them called receptors. Think of them as locks. And your body has natural chemicals like histamine that are the keys. When the key fits in the lock, something happens, like an allergic reaction. Promethazine is an antagonist, which is just a fancy word for something that gets in the way. It plugs up the lock so the real key can't get in. And here's the secret to its power. It doesn't just block one type of lock. Oh no, it blocks at least 4 major ones. It blocks histamine, which is why it works for allergies. But it also blocks acetylcholine and dopamine, which are both involved in that part of your brain that controls nausea and vomiting. It even hits other receptors too. This isn't a sniper rifle, it's more like a shotgun. And that explains everything, both the good and the bad. So, with the key that can open so many doors, what are all the benefits? Let's talk about the upside first. Well, because it hits all those different targets, you get this huge range of uses. Blocking histamine? Classic allergy relief. Blocking those other receptors in the brain? Boom, you've got a great anti-nausea medication. All of its effects combined make it a potent sedative. It's even given with strong painkillers like opioids because it can make them work a little better while fighting the nausea they cause. It's a real jack of all trades. But you knew there was a but coming, right? There is a price for picking so many locks. And what's fascinating is that every single one of its downsides is directly connected to one of its benefits. They are two sides of the exact same coin. Let's start with its main job, blocking histamine. The upside, your allergies get better. The downside, that exact same action in your brain is what causes that powerful, knock-you-out drowsiness. You literally cannot have one without the other. It's the same story for its anti-nausea effect. The reason it works is by blocking acetylcholine. And that's great, except blocking that system also causes all those classic annoying side effects like dry mouth, blurry vision, and constipation. It's a package deal. And finally, let's look at dopamine. Blocking dopamine also helps with nausea, but this one comes with a more serious potential risk. Dopamine helps regulate your movements, so if you block it, some people can experience things like tremors, restlessness, or even muscle spasms. You see the pattern here? The drug's strength is also its weakness. Okay, I need you to really tune in for this next part. We're moving on from common side effects to the critical, non-negotiable safety warnings. These are the red flags that everyone needs to know about. This right here is a black box warning from the FDA. That's their most serious type of warning. It says, and I'm reading this word for word, promethazine is contraindicated in children under 2 years of age due to the potential for fatal respiratory depression. In plain English, it can cause a small child's breathing to slow down so much that it stops. So if you remember one thing, one number from this entire talk, please make it this one. 2. This drug should never, ever be given to a child under 2 years old. Period. End of story. And even for kids older than 2, it has to be used with extreme caution. The other group that's at really high risk is the elderly. Their bodies just process drugs differently, and they are way more likely to experience severe confusion, dizziness, and falls, which can be devastating. And this is so important because promethazine is a depressant. It slows your brain down. You absolutely cannot mix it with other things that do the same. We're talking alcohol, opioids, certain anxiety meds, other sleep aids. It's not addition, it's multiplication. The risk of shutting down your breathing system completely goes up dramatically. It's an incredibly dangerous combination. So where does that leave us? Let's bring it all home. The final takeaway is pretty simple, really. Promethazine is a very powerful tool, but it's a tool that absolutely demands your respect.
This chart just sums it all up perfectly, doesn't it? Look down the columns. For every single mechanism, the benefit is directly tied to a risk. The antihistamine effect that helps your allergies causes drowsiness. The anticholinergic effect that stops nausea, tied to confusion. The sedation, linked to respiratory depression. You can't separate them.
So it all comes back to that first question. Is it a powerful tool or is it a hidden danger?
And the answer is, it's both. In the right situation, for the right person, at the right dose, it can be an incredibly useful medicine. But used incorrectly or in the wrong person, it can be truly dangerous. The key is knowledge and respect, and that's why you should never, ever make decisions about using this medication on your own. Always talk to your doctor. Thanks for watching.